This Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are back to switch things up in Disney's Freakier Friday.
Totally, yes.
It's an absolute riot, and the only movie that can be described as
So much weirder than the last time.
What last time?
it's the frequel
You ready?
we've been waiting for.
That absolutely slays.
What deeply out of touch old person came up with that?
You did.
Wow.
Don't miss the comedy event of the summer for all ages. Disney's Freakier Friday in theaters this Friday. Get tickets now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Pie in the Sky Media. This series contains adult language and descriptions of graphic violence throughout. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay, got it. There we go. All right, we're live. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back and happy holidays, Criminal Mischief Nation. This is another bonus episode with Carolyn and Branden. I'm Branden with the great Carolyn Osorio, as always. Carolyn, wonderful to see you again. How are you?
Good, how are you,
Good.
Brando?
How's the holiday season treating you? You get all your shopping done?
Absolutely not. I,
Yeah.
of course, wait until... Actually, my husband is the one that, does the heavy lifting,
Really?
you know?
My wife
Yeah.
and I, we're equal. We're equal partners in it. But this year I did something alone for the first time because we're so busy. It's like volleyball season, work, holiday season, like everything. Kids have practice almost every night, and it's staggered. And and then we hadn't gotten a Christmas tree yet. And I went, if I don't do it, it's gonna be next week, and then it's Christmas. So I just went on my own. First time ever, went by myself. And I'm at the tree lot, and Christmas trees have gotten so ridiculously expensive. It's weird, but I get it. Everything is more expensive nowadays. But normally it's decision by committee, right? My daughter's like one, my wife like another. I like this or whatever. But now it's just me. I'm by myself. I could get what I want. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the tree that I picked, I wish I could show you a picture of it. It's the shabbiest.
I was going to say Charlie Brown. I'm getting Charlie Brown vibes.
Shabbiest Charlie Brown Christmas tree, because I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all the big noble firs and the blue spruces and these beautiful, perfectly symmetrical trees that people are kind of like, oh, I saw that first, and like arguing over it, right? And then I see this scrawny little guy over in the corner. I'm like, no one's ever gonna get that tree, and it's gonna end up on a fucking burn pile, okay? And I want to maybe give it a bit of a better fate for the next 3 weeks. Okay, so that's the one I got. I overpaid for the crappiest Christmas tree probably on the lot, and it's my favorite one that I've ever had.
I think that you love the story of the whole thing, and I actually love it too. I love it too, because
true.
I think, well, the more important question, did you get skewered when you got home, or did everybody love the story too?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet.
You're looking pretty proud of yourself right
Yeah,
now.
it's outside. It's in the stand. It's watered. I had to get a new cut on the bottom so it would suck up the water, right? Letting the branches kind of settle. All right.
And you are so fucking proud of yourself. Oh my God.
Before we bring it into the house with the heat on, and it'll dry out, right? I'm letting it kind of acclimate to the property. Okay. Let the squirrels smell it. Maybe
Are you letting the bird on
the
it?
bird is gonna lose its fucking mind. Like, there's a tree in the house. Yeah, the bird's going to be very, very
Well,
happy
I'm glad
about it.
that you had a great experience about it, because this year was actually a different year for me getting Christmas trees too, because usually I'm like, okay, everybody pile in the car, let's go get the Christmas tree. And there's little places that I like to go, and I of course, I just love picking out. There's a kind that I like, and we all just kind of go around. But this year the kids were kind of like, oh, my the three boys who are now the ones that, anyway, they all come at different times, but it was like nobody was available to go. And then my husband's like, well, do you want me to just get it? And I said, well, are you going to get the one that I like? Because he knows the kind that I like. It's always the same. And it's always the big one. And he's like, of course,
Well, that's good
And
then.
I didn't feel bad because the kids weren't available. It's kind of like, okay.
Did you get the right tree?
He fucking did. It's beautiful. It's so It's so great
You and
because
your
he
perfect
could have come back with
your
an
bougie
ironic
tree.
story. He could have come back with an ironic story too, just like
Mm.
you, just
There's
to
nothing
like,
ironic about my story. Nothing
okay,
at
well,
all. It
okay,
was a moment. That's all.
I get it, and I actually really like the
Yeah.
moment,
I
but
wasn't planning on doing it that way. I
I
wasn't.
know that's why I
It's
like
just
it.
it's just
Where,
being alone without the outside pressure, right?
yeah.
That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
what I was drawn to. So,
Right. But what I'm saying here is that, like, I didn't like with my husband when I said, are you going to get the one that I like? Meaning, I don't want to have a political debate about whether or not we should get Christmas trees because,
mm,
the environment. I just want you to get the tree that I want and not come back with a story as to, like, oh, well, you know what I mean? Like,
sure,
the
absolutely.
story is in and of itself your story, which is great, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally does. Totally does. Oh, okay. So I'm really dying to talk about this because as you mentioned in the prelude there, this was back before we were doing the bonus content, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
so and I remember this episode very, very well. And it
Yep.
dovetails with a lot of current events in the news. I'm not sure if you're aware of or not. I was reading articles about it this morning. Um, but so easily
About this case?
know about similar cases, things that are similar. I'll let you know in a second.
Okay.
But revisiting it, this woman's, in my opinion, of the 100 plus episodes that we've done, she's the most criminally psychotic. I think out of all, like there's the werewolf butcher who was who was a lunatic kind of madman, didn't really think things through. This woman thought through some shit, and she had balls, man, to keep this ruse going. And the shit that she did to keep it going is maddening to think about. Imagine just you in your life trying to pull that off for as long as she did, keeping all of your ducks in a row, you know, keeping the
And that she had kids.
keeping the other phone going and charged and keeping the other socials going and and making sure you're calling the police as the right person, like remembering who you're supposed to be all the time. Like that's a level of criminal intellect that's really, really dangerous.
But you know what I was thinking is that it's like, hold on, I need to get my coat. I'm actually cold.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Um, I think that there has to be some kind of a high that she was getting by having all of these moving parts and outsmarting and outwitting. Like we would look at it as like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. I have all this going on, and then this is a chore. I feel like for this person's mindset, doing all of these things was very exciting to her because why else would you keep this whole thing going? It was like a control. I mean, like you said, it was psychotic. I mean, that's why when we started talking about jealousy and envy, and I was thinking about, I mean, this case always comes to mind as the most terrifying, that what somebody's willing to do to keep something like this going, not just for days or weeks, but years.
Hmm.
Multiple people, multiple like catfishing a woman and another innocent. And this was just with a relationship. She catfished a woman pretending to be a man
While
for a
she was
year.
pretending to be a woman,
No, well, she
right?
one
Was
of
that
his,
before she assumed the identity, before the murder?
no, this was after the murder, but it was
No, no, I
another
understand,
woman.
but no, I
Yeah,
understand. So she had two going at once. She was herself, then she was the woman that she murdered. Then she also decided to become this other woman that might have caught the eye of her man, right?
she was portraying herself as a man.
Yes. Oh, portraying herself as a man to get this woman away from her. Right. Yeah.
Yes, for a year. And that had to include, if you're in a relationship with someone for a year and it's modern times, that had to include some kind of phone sexting. I mean,
Probably.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
Pictures. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's like she was very committed. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but like
Right.
that's a
Well, I would
year.
push back on a little bit. I might offer just a different kind of perspective on your statement that she must have gotten high off of outsmarting the cops. I don't know. I think there's a version of it where she couldn't give a shit about any of that. She all just it's a matter, it's a question of this conflagration of desire for this man, that's all that she was focused on. That was the only thing on her mind. Okay. And outsmarting the police was just a means to an end. She wasn't like, haha, gotcha, fuckers. She was like, no, 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 okay, that's taken care of. So I could focus back on the guy. I got to take care of the cop problem. I got to take care of the girl problem. I got to call. I got to text her mom as her. I've got to do this. I got to. All right. Well, now I've got to quit her job for her. Okay, but great. And it was just a series of problems that she had to solve to get to the man thing. And I don't know if she gave any of these problems more status than others. I think they were all just equal obstacles that were in her way because she's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
I think that like that the part of me is like it had to have been something more than just the man, but I guess you could be right. It could be just the man, but like
Okay,
geez,
for example,
yeah.
okay, let's take the same determined psychotic level of focus, okay, willing to do anything to achieve an objective, and just make it a suitcase full of money and No Country for Old Men. Okay, remember that
Hmm.
movie?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah, yeah.
Anton Chigurh, the bad guy. Okay,
Hmm. I love Javier Bardem. My
right,
God.
all that he did, it didn't
Yeah,
matter. He
yeah.
killed innocents. He killed cops. He
Hmm.
killed women. He killed. That didn't matter.
Hmm.
Going after that money. That was it. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I read an article about that movie where clinical psychologists and psychiatrists looked at the acting portrayals of 100 different sociopaths, psychopaths in movies, and that was far and away the most accurate depiction of a criminal psychopath that we've ever seen on film. Okay. And
Yeah.
and for him in that film, he didn't apply any a larger victory if it was law enforcement or if it was a guy on the side of the road whose car he needed or if it or the night manager at a motel, anybody he could whatever is standing between him and his goal.
Hey, Criminal Mischief Nation. The holidays are sneaking up fast, and if you're still debating what to get your guy, I've got the perfect gift. Forget the cliche gifts like socks or ugly sweaters. Get him something he'll actually love and use. The Chairman Pro Electric Foil Shaver from Manscaped will guide him to the smoothest, irritation-free shave of his life. Here's the thing. The Chairman Pro has not one, but two interchangeable skin-safe blade heads. The skin-safe 4-blade foil for when he wants a really clean shave, and then the other one is the skin-safe stubble trimmer. You know, for when he's feeling a little bit frisky and he wants to keep some of that stubble but clean it up a bit. And he'll be impressed because the Chairman Pro is actually powerful enough to take on 5 days of growth. And it's waterproof. So if he likes to shave in the shower, he is ready to go. And with up to 75 minutes of runtime on a single charge, he'll have plenty of juice to get the job done. So this holiday season, gift your man with the ultimate grooming experience by Manscaped. Get him the Chairman Pro package for the holidays. It checks all the boxes. A thoughtful and practical gift that he'll actually use and love. And because you're a Criminal Mischief listener, you'll get 20% off plus free shipping with the code MISCHIEF at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code MISCHIEF. That's MISCHIEF at manscaped.com.
But see, here's where I think that you could be right, but also the relationship with the woman for the year, like she didn't have to do that for an entire year.
If
You
she
know,
if she thought it was getting in the way of her
I know,
man.
but I'm sure that from what I had read, Dave Krupa really, it was just a random person. It wasn't like someone
Right.
like
She may have
the
liked a
ex-wife.
picture of, she may have
Right,
liked a
exactly.
photo. Right.
Right. So it wasn't someone, it was someone kind of on the periphery. So to
Yeah.
give a year of yourself,
Yeah.
include
Yeah. Oh, I know.
sexting and all the other, I mean, because you got to keep this woman on the hook, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got so that's what makes me feel like, she really, and then being mean to the mom,
Hmm.
like Carrie's mom, like sending these really like mean texts, but then also nice texts and like getting her hopes up and dad. I mean, that's just kind of like gorging on that the power of being able to do that to people.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly from No Country for Old Men, the serial killer, the Javier Bardem character, he wasn't highly emotional. He was very like
Oh, yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Liz, that was her downfall. She got crazy emotional at the end where
When
Amy had
she was
become,
losing, right.
right,
When he went to see her and moved, I mean, after she shoots herself in the leg and sets the fucking house on fire. I mean, Jesus Christ, right? And then, and I love how the cops outsmarted her.
yeah.
They just extracted that
Mhm.
emotion from her until she made a mistake. Okay.
They were smart because they used their
Yeah.
heads. And how can what do we have sitting in front of us?
Yep.
We have a woman that's crazed that they now know that she can't hide the Dave Krupa stuff. And how do we push that button? Oh, well, if you want us to get Amy, you got to give us more information.
It's like,
And it
oh, wait, what did
freaking
I
worked
just?
like a charm.
That was it. I did a podcast a couple years ago called Art Fraud. Okay,
Mm.
which was it's a true story about an art gallery, massive, the oldest art gallery in New York from like the 1860s. Okay, um, that was run by this woman uh, who hubris was her downfall. Okay, at first she was like a woman in the world of fine art. She had to be twice as smart and twice as tough as any man. Okay, and she was fucking ruthless, and she fought her way to the top and fired people and made people quit and all that. She's like finally on top of the mountain. Now I'm in charge and I get to curate whatever paintings I want to bring in, and I set the price and I do the thing. What she didn't realize was that the people that she had fired were the safeguards against forgeries coming through the doors. Okay.
Mhm.
And so a deal came in that was too good to be true, but she goes, "This is what I've earned. I've earned a deal like this. That's why it has to be real." Okay. And it was a woman who said that she represented the estate of a reclusive billionaire out on Long Island. He's getting ready to die. He has no heirs. He's a gay dude. And he has this massive trove of mid century modern masterpieces, okay, from like Jackson Pollock um, and that whole school of artists. And and she had a couple canvases with her and they were amazing, and she buys them and sells them and she's making tens of millions of dollars on this. And it was things like she goes, "Oh, well, that's not really selling right now. If we had like a de Kooning series, gosh, I could sell those in a second." And a week later, wouldn't you, what do you think came through the door? A series of three de Kooning canvases, right? "Oh, wow, great, of course I'll buy." So it's what these cops did to her. Well, if only we had these, if only we had proof of what the murder or the this or that. Well, guess what you have now? Here's emails coming through in real time. It's like they're victims of their own, just
Their own desires.
their own desire and their own short-sightedness. Like they're so focused on a goal that they don't see when they're getting played.
Yes, another thing that makes me think that she's feasting on this people's torment is being in the room at the same time with the people as they're getting these horrific
Oh
texts.
gosh,
Like
yeah.
Dave Krupa, when he gets a
You're in your
text.
blue shirt and your feet are up, fucker. Well, she happens to be in the bathroom or going to grab some ice cream.
And
Da-da-da-da,
she's got,
furiously typing. Oh my gosh, did you just what?
well, no, she had alerts where she had figured out how to send herself one at the same time so that she could appear to be the victim. So this was, to me, this was like very emotional and very like she wanted it,
Byzantine?
very,
Yes.
very layered. You know what? I mean, it would. What is that on your finger?
Oh, sorry. My little brother sent me a set of brass knuckles is illegal, but one I guess you can have. He's yeah. So he sent me one, and it's actually cool because it's got weight to it. It's heavy. I keep it on my desk, and it's like a fidget kind of thing. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Um,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. It just didn't seem like your style
yeah.
of
No, 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 no,
um
no, no. You could fuck someone up with it. I mean, it's dangerous when you feel it. It's fuck. You know why they're
Okay,
illegal. Yeah,
that seems like you for
yeah.
sure.
You know why they're illegal.
Okay.
But what I wanted to say about how it kind of dovetails with several stories in the news this month, um, is one of the problems that law enforcement have had with investigating it is the fact that blew my mind when I first heard it, but it's true, is that it's not illegal to walk away from your life,
Yeah.
right? If the
Mm-hmm.
story that this woman was telling was true,
Mm-hmm.
no crime had been committed. You're
Yeah.
allowed to leave. You're allowed to walk away from your kids. You're allowed to walk away from your job. You're allowed to walk away from your husband or your wife or whatever, and just you can just fuck off. And that there's been three big ones in the
Yeah.
last like 6 weeks. That guy who faked his own death in a kayak because he fell
Mm.
in love with a woman in Eastern Europe and he left. Okay.
Yeah. Was he the one that got the life insurance policy like about a month or something
No, there
before?
wasn't any fraud like that. The only thing that they
Mm.
got him on was like a false like police report or something because of all the resources that the police had to expend looking for him in that lake, right?
Right,
Then
right.
there's the woman from Hawaii, right,
Mm.
who quote disappeared in Los Angeles and then she crossed the border into Mexico 3 weeks later and she texted, "Hey, I'm fine." Meanwhile, her dad in his grief committed suicide because he was afraid he couldn't find her. Committed suicide.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why did she do that?
Because she just wanted to leave and she was in love with a guy in Mexico and was afraid that her parents wouldn't approve of it and she just fucked off. Right. And then,
Okay, so two for two, it's love.
right. And then the
Okay.
third one is the CEO killer, is Luigi Mangione.
Yeah.
He disappeared over the summer, just stopped talking to everybody. He was planning a murder, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
writing a very brief manifesto. And he became an internet sensation, and the reason why conjugal visits were invented is what, women are saying because I guess he's a handsome devil with good
Mm-hmm.
abs.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a murderer. He's a
Mm-hmm.
murderer. Say what you will about the healthcare system. It's fucked up. Great. Do you murder a 50-year-old father of whatever, No. In my opinion, obviously, no.
Well, I think that you know, in times of great strife, like what we're dealing with right now, economically and things, it's like Bonnie and Clyde. Like they were killers, and yet they are elevated to a pedestal. I mean, and folklore, and people root for them and they're rooting for um Louis, is his name Luigi?
Luigi Mangione, yeah.
Luigi Mangione, because has done something that a lot of people feel like they wish they could do. So they're living vicariously through his deeds. And really, depending on what his story is, why he did it, because of course, either I think he's going to plead insanity or temporary insanity or something, or he'll
Well,
full on own it. And this is why I did it. And this is my manifesto. And I totally, you know what I mean? So we'll just have to
yeah,
see
but the
kind of.
difference is that other people wish they could do it, but they're not murderers, so we don't do it.
I
We
know,
bite
but
the right.
I know, Brandon, but a
Yeah.
lot of people are rooting for this guy. More people are rooting for this guy than probably are not rooting for this guy at this
I
point.
no, I just think the ones rooting for him are louder.
There's a lot of people rooting for this
I
guy.
would think a lot more people would go, you don't murder someone, don't shoot someone in the back like a coward. There are more
I
effective
I
ways,
I completely agree,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't agree with you.
No,
It's
listen,
like
he's definitely found an audience. He definitely has fans. And yes, if he exposes problems with the healthcare system, which are legion, yes, then
yes.
great. Then great. But take the guy hostage, make a hostage video, torture him a little bit, let him go back to see his kids. He orphaned a couple of kids. But I don't know.
I
I, I
mean,
I
like
just
I
think about
said,
the kids. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
And
I
I'm a
look at.
little and I'm a little insulted personally because his fake ID, okay, was from New Jersey.
Okay, look out.
Okay. You know
Okay.
why? Because
Isn't he
because he
from?
goes, "Oh, Luigi Mangione, of course he's from New Jersey." I mean, the what? No, come on. There are other than Italians that live in New Jersey.
So
Okay.
he's not from New Jersey.
Oh, he's from Delaware. He's from Delaware. Sorry, nothing's wrong with Delaware. It's a wonderful state. It's the first state in our great union. Yes, I love Delaware. Okay.
Yeah, I just look at it. I mean, at this point,
He's
it's
a
like
rich
the
kid from Delaware.
psychological. What?
He's a rich kid from Delaware. He went to private school. He went to Harvard. I mean, I'm sorry, not Harvard. He went to Penn. He's an Ivy League educated computer scientist person, you know.
He's appealing to a generation of people that are really pissed off. They're really pissed off. And, it'll be interesting to see what happens,
Yes, you're right. I agree. And it's tough. It's tough to crown someone Robin Hood when, he's from a billionaire family and he's an heir to this massive fortune.
I know, but people don't really care about the truth these days.
Sure. Yeah.
They care about the
it's what they're
story.
sold. Yeah. Of
They
course.
care about like what, again, going back to, they see him as doing something that they wish that they could do, but they don't,
Right.
and I think that in times like this where there's just so much division and like strife and struggle, I mean, it's like, of course they're going to see him as a hero,
Right.
and they don't care. It's like the people who died in the sub. I mean, do you know how many people were like actually happy that they, these billionaires got, imploded?
Yeah,
It's
and
just,
I think they're dipshits too for being happy about it because again, that was a father and a son who probably died terrified, and I mean, it's just
I
I
know,
get it.
I completely agree
Yeah.
with you, but I think that there's just, we're just in a time where it's like people are just really fucking pissed off.
Well, no, back, during the, in France in the, the second half of the 18th century, when you let them eat
And
cake,
they let them eat cake.
we
It's the
fucking
same kind of
stormed the
thing. Yes,
Bastille and chopped their
yes.
fucking head off. Okay, but that was also 250 years ago. It's not who we are anymore. Okay, so
I think that that's exactly who we still are. We're still our reptilian cortex is basically the
maybe.
same. We haven't really
Yeah.
evolved.
Well,
Okay.
hold on. We went way far afield, but very interesting, and I know that I brought it up. But we only have a few minutes left here. But uh, I was very happy to revisit this case because it reminded me, it brought into really stark relief how dangerous people can be when they get entirely focused on one thing in a dangerous way, and it made me question and wonder, like, what this woman could have accomplished if she'd focused on something else. If she'd focused on saving animals or helping people or, becoming a civil rights attorney or, a pediatric oncologist. You know what I mean? Like, because someone with that laser kind of focus and ingenuity and out of the box kind of thinking could do a lot of good stuff. And she just decided that
She didn't want to do that.
she wanted this dude.
She wanted
That's
to.
it.
I mean, I think that's like why a lot of people don't do. It's really hard to do those other things that you're talking about. They
Yeah.
require discipline. They require sacrifice. They require grit.
Which she had all of in spades.
Yeah, but she, like I said, Brandon, full
I know.
circle.
Yep.
She was getting fed, gorging on these people's fear and like her being the victim and all. I mean, it was just too, that's what she wanted.
Yep.
Those other things that require a lot of sacrifice and you don't get, to eat cheeseburgers all day long. You know what I mean?
Sure.
She was eating cheeseburgers, her equivalent of cheeseburgers and cake and cupcakes and all that. That's what she wanted.
How much time did she get?
Life without the possibility of parole.
Beautiful. Well done, police of who got her? Nebraska or
Or Iowa?
or Iowa?
Nebraska, I think.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, we're running out of time here. But thank you for checking in with us again, Nation. If you know someone who might benefit or might enjoy this episode, please share it with them. And if you have the time, head over to Apple Podcasts and rate and review the show because it helps more than you know. And if you're willing, support the great companies that support us because we couldn't do the show without them. So happy holidays. Thanks again. And we'll see you next week. Carolyn, anything you want to add?
We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
From Cloud 10, Criminal Mischief is a pie-in-the-sky production recorded in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're produced by Brandon Morgan and myself. Music by Soundstripe. I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host.